next speaker is Michael Thomas. He is a patent-holding systems architect for SaaS, and he works at this really exciting intersection between IoT, augmented reality and virtual reality, and artificial intelligence. And he's really an expert. I mean, he's written like 3 books on different kinds of programming. He's had thought leadership articles published this year talking about realities technology for enterprise. He's been with SaaS for like 15 years. We're really lucky that he's agreed to come and share some of his perspective and work with us today. So please help me give an IoT Demo Night welcome to Michael Thomas.
IoT digitizes reality. Workers have had machines and tools in their realities through all of these industrial revolutions. Only recently have they been generating digital streams of data. If you're going to have all this IoT, wouldn't you like to see it? If you're going to have digital twins, shouldn't some of them be in the same space as their physical twins some of the time? When you take workers' realities, you add digital twins, you get intelligent realities. Making work better by making workers' realities better. Could be local, someone in a factory with a headset looking at the IoT of the machine right in front of them. Or it could be a remote expert looking at that factory from halfway around the world. It could be one of these headsets, or it could be a handheld, a phone or a tablet, or a desk, or spatial augmented reality without a headset, making use of projected light. It can be real-time, looking at those streams as they come by right away. You could be seeing past data, big data, or predictive. So how do we get here? First off, this is a story about wearables. For better or worse, these new headsets are wearables, with all that that means. It's also a progression of enterprise UIs, and this doesn't happen very often. So AR and VR arrive in the enterprise roughly the same time. Before that, you go back many years to smartphones and tablets. And then before that, the GUI with the mouse, and then punch cards. So not very often that we see this kind of revolution. And of course, mobility. Even VR is being mobile now. We're built on top of these different building blocks along the bottom. First and foremost, gaming engines. Has anybody ever wondered why people are always talking about AR and VR at the same time? Isn't that a little strange? It's because it's stuff that gaming engines can do. IoT tech. And not just seeing IoT, these headsets are things. A phone is a thing. Headset loaded with cameras, loaded with sensors, generating a lot of information. These headsets are things on the internet. 5G is very exciting, mobility in general, but with 5G, we're getting to the point where you could put on a virtual reality headset and control a machine very far away. And that's pretty exciting. Artificial intelligence. Augmented reality is built on top of artificial intelligence, computer vision, voice recognition, and that's just the start. If you really want realities to be intelligent, then some of that intelligence is going to be artificial. And finally, multi-phase analytics. Streaming data, analyzing that right away, and processing it into something that a human could actually understand, as well as big data, as well as predictive. So is this real in terms of a market? These are some numbers that IDC published in June of this year. I find that they agree with various analyst reports that I've seen. The general consensus seems to be that it's going to be big, it's going to grow fast, and it's going to be led by commercial augmented reality. Commercial augmented reality is expected to be about 10 times the size of commercial virtual reality. Capgemini went and talked to people that were doing AR and VR initiatives, and they found that most of those initiatives are meeting or exceeding expectations, and that most are achieving substantial, significant operational benefits. In 2017, Harvard Business Review did an article where they looked at specific initiatives and then looked at the metrics coming from those initiatives. A couple highlights here. In shipbuilding, a 96% reduction in inspection time. And a building systems company saw a 20x return on investment on AR. So, given all that, what's the killer app? What's the big idea? What kind of vision can we talk about here in the next few minutes? So let's assume this guy is wearing an augmented reality headset. I think that's reasonable, right? So there's another name for this stuff called spatial computing, and that's what we're getting to here. This idea that, first off, workers in a world with more artificial intelligence and more automation are doing more managing. Now, one day we may actually be getting a lot of revenue from outer space, but for right now, the near future, it's more about the mundane. So let's bring it back down to earth. So you go into a retail environment. Instead of a manager being back in the back room looking at analytics, they can be out on the floor where they want to be and their analytics right there. This is operationalizing analytics. It's taking analytics and putting it into the reality, whether that's an augmented or virtual form. Think about managing space, like a space here at the convention center. Instead of just being purely alert-driven, you could have that digital information overlaid so you're always situationally aware of what's going on. Now then, as you move into factories, manufacturing, then you walk up to a machine and you can see inside that machine without having to take it apart. You can look around, you can see how that machine fits in with the rest of the machines, the overall flows. When you need help, then you can go to a remote expert that can see what you're seeing and also have an IoT-enhanced view, so not just video. Healthcare is another rich area, and surgery is very exciting. Augmented reality, heads up, hands-free. This sounds like something that you'd want your surgeon to have, right? Having that information right in front of you. But surgery wouldn't be the only story here. What about fighting germs? What about having the IoT detecting where germs are likely to grow on a given day, and then using augmented reality to help guide the cleaning? How about physical therapy? Physical therapist watches someone walk down the hall, and then with augmented reality, they can see if they're walking the way that they want them to go. They can also see their progress over time. Now, we're a data company. We're very into data. IoT tends to be more concrete, but this is data reality. This is reality created entirely from data, immersive in a virtual reality form. There are abstractions inside the various areas that IoT tends to serve. For example, supply chain, you hear about blockchain, and then also the network. So we talk about the Internet of Things. How about being able to see the network of things without all the noise that comes from physicality? Those previous examples, you saw analytics being put into reality in various ways. This goes the other way. This is our SAS Visual Analytics product. We're taking 3D CAD drawings through the Autodesk Forge viewer of 3D CAD drawings, putting them into our reporting interface. So you still get that interface, but you're not putting on a headset, you're not doing a smartphone app, you're sitting at your desk, but you're getting your analytics enhanced with reality in a new way. So final thoughts, lots of different options across the whole space, including this new idea of spatial augmented reality without headsets. Very sound advice here at the bottom. Know your use case. Figure out how you're going to get the data passing through, and then start looking at what kind of technology you need, what kind of technology is best fit for your problem. Very good advice, but there's another step. And the other step is understanding the technology, giving it a try. Virtual reality does really well with people that have tried it. People that haven't tried it don't see the magic of it. So as Tom said, at our table tonight, we're fortunate to have the device from Lenovo. You can come check it out. We have an Oculus Quest as well. So stop by and give it a try. Thank you.